My name is Russel. I'm 28 years old. I was born in 1996, 6 July. I went to school up to grade 11. The reason I ran away from school and not write matric exam because of my struggling growing up. Here's my story. I did not spend enough time with my parents. Both of them were working and I had to stay with my grandparents. I started to live with my grandparents from 6 years to 15 years. Because I was living with my grandparents, they were not strict like my parents. This then led me to get involved with wrong friends who introduced me to take drugs. I started by drinking coffee mixture called bronchi together with weed. From there, I ran away from my grandmother who were living in rural areas. I then come to the city of Mbombela to stay with my father. My father was addicted and still is addicted to alcohol. My father is a welder and he taught me welding also. I was run away from my father because he was not paying me, and I went along with my friends who fixed refrigeration. Both of us were addicted to coffee mixture called bronchi. In bronchi, there's a lot of codeine. My friend was also addicted to alcohol, and I was not addicted to alcohol. I then meet other friends who led me to smoke cocaine and heroin. Soon I was addicted to those two strong drugs and my life went upside down. In now time at home, I started living straight, smoking these two drugs, that is cocaine and heroin. My life soon became hell because I spent all my money on drugs and drugs alone. I could not buy myself food or clothes, but I could afford expensive drugs. I did not bother bath or eat nice food. So long I had a fix. All my life was focus, focus, focus on smoking and smoking alone. Anything easy. Meanwhile, my mother heard that I was smoking drugs and she started praying for me. I did not have my mother's cell number, but I had cousin's cell number. A good Samaritan passed by and saw me on the street. He preached to me and I give him my cousin's cell number. After that, my cousin gave the good Samaritan my mother's cell number. The good Samaritan phoned my mother, and that's how my life started to change. I began to go on an outreach ministry that encouraged us to change our life as they preached to us the word of God. I began to feel in my heart that I would change my life of addiction. I wrote a letter from my life story. I have and give it to the outreach ministry. They prayed for me and started ministering to the word of God. Meanwhile, I start to pray on my own, God to help me to change my life of drugs addiction. I was told that I should get ready to get into the rehab facility. Anytime as I was in the street waiting to get into the rehab, I started to praying to praying more to God for changing. A miracle happened while I was in the street. I was visited by the outreach ministry for me to get into the rehab center, but that day I was high on drugs and I slipped away from the brother who came to take me into the rehab center. After 2 days, two brothers from the rehab center came again and again. I was high on drugs. I slipped away from the two brothers. After a week, I then realized that my miracle was passing me by. When the two brothers came to take me in their when the two brothers come to take me in, they had another drug addict with them. I heard that they took him into the rehab and I then realized that my miracle was passing me by after a week. Then brother for the rehab center came again to take me in this time. I responded positively and I went with him to rehab center and here I am today. I am still in the rehab center. God has done wonders in my life. I am looking forward to continue to walk the straight and narrow road with God. I have surrendered my life to God, and I know it's a long way out of addiction, but I believe if I walk with God, anything is impossible. And you. The first day I come here to get into my program, I was just like a man who don't know nothing. But they start to teach us how to open a Bible and how to go and how to do some of things that I was never do before. So that that's just the one thing I like. You can't go forward without Jesus. And Jesus is the Bible. I think that I get from the Bible and it's all. Jesus is like my father. Yes, my father. For me, it's a father. Because I've seen many miracles. I thank Jesus. He wants those who lost to bring them back in their lives.
Sure.
It's like me. I was lost doing things that is not good for my mother or my sister or my family.
Sure.
But God bring me back to them Well, I want to be a father who get responsible to his sons and one who fear God.